Okay, so this is Dad's office. Now, I want to really quickly check the note at the front again, because that was written to Sam, not me, if I'm mistaken. So that was written to my younger sister. Oh no, this was written to me. Oh, okay. That makes more sense now. Katie, I'm sorry I can't be there to see you, but it's impossible. Please don't go digging around trying to find out where I am. I don't want anyone, Mom and Dad, to know. We'll see each other again someday. Don't be worried. Okay, so... Oh. So maybe Sam's run away and she doesn't want anybody to know, obviously. That makes more sense. Well, I guess if I stand in the way when I open it, that doesn't really help. Pioneer CLD D703. Oh, so this is the review. Double-sided, slow motion freeze frames. They say that the jack of all trades is a master of none. I have to disagree. Mastery is not a question of specialization, but sureness of purpose and dedication to craft. If you happen to be in the market for a combination Laserdisc CD player, you'll be glad to know that Pioneer seems to share that particular... And then he left. Must have left in a hurry because it doesn't make sense otherwise. You can do better. Grassy knoll. These are like book ideas, I guess. Or research for his book. John Russell opened his eyes and saw them, the stars, twinkling as if he were lying on the grass in his family's yard in Massachusetts, even though that place was a million miles away. No, he blinked the sleep from his eyes, looking through the carbon-reinforced safety glass of the space station Archimedes. Yes, he was a long way from home, but the future needed him. John Russell's head swam. He felt incredibly drunk despite not having touched a drop in hours. He vomited onto his feet, his bare feet. He stared for a moment, processing his sick flecked toenails, scanning up to his bare shins, bare knees. He was completely naked. He looked up and met the eyes of a gorgeous blonde woman wearing a tight polymer fiber tunic. The fabric that strained at the seams to contain her generous bosom was emblazoned with the phrase matter transference operator. Then he passed out. John Russell across the gap. So these are all like intros that he just didn't like, I guess. The gap in time. Only messages had passed before, but now M. Man. They needed him now more than ever. Changing the past is no longer good enough. Neve crew. Okay. Well, I don't know this combination. Maybe the combination's up here. 1963. I doubt it. Killing of JFK, a theory. He is all about JFK. Okay, insurance. Electrical inspection form for this new house. Does the entire electrical system meet codes? Yes. Any deficiencies? Unclear. Wiring in house is technically up to safety and amperage requirements. However, multiple layers of wiring have been added into structure over the last 100 years. System is frequently unpredictable. Lights blink out for no reason. Frick. Pressure on floorboards and door frames disrupts circuits wired directly behind the surface. Properly reworking the electrical system would be highly destructive to the walls, floor, and fixtures of the structure. After discussion with Mr. Greenbrier, since there are no current safety concerns, issues will not be addressed. Okay. So there's some faulty wiring in the house. Oh. What are we drinking? Irish whiskey. So there's probably a combination somewhere. I guess he probably wouldn't leave it in here. Whoa, lights, please. Okay. I don't know if I should be creeped out or not. That second book. James Bond for today's audience. Okay. Fresh magazine. True stories. I was a teenage drag queen. Oh, these are book title ideas. The Accidental Prophet, The Accidental Prophet. Oh, looks like that's the one you ended up picking. A Stranger Under My Roof. Best-selling advice book for parents of teens. All about teen behavior, but I wonder if that's not symbolism for this house. I really hope it isn't. Oh, no way! 0451. Yes! That makes me really happy. If you don't know why that doesn't make me happy, or that makes me happy, someone will tell you. 0451 is very significant to a lot of the games I've played and books I've read. Dear Terrence, David asked me to write you regarding the reviews you've been submitting the last few months. Frankly, they're becoming more trouble than they're worth from an editing standpoint. There's a word limit. It's your job to stay under it, not mine to cut back to it. Even then, it's becoming harder and harder to weed out the tangents and non sequiturs from the usable copy without heavy rewrites. The readers of Home Theater Aficionado want to hear about the quality and value of the hardware, not ruminations on your childhood. If it were up to me, I wouldn't be writing this letter. I'd just be cutting you loose. There's tons of guys half your age who would take half your rate to write stuff I could actually use. But David's known you for a long time and he's the boss, so I'm giving you one more shot and then say so. You should write him a nice note thanking him for his patience and generosity. Look through your old stuff and start submitting reviews like that again. Then everybody will be happy. So, okay, this is probably the code for his file cabinet. And judging by, so if you look at this, maybe not this one, but these down here, you can see that his writing is all messed up and it's like really hard to follow. And I wonder if that's because old Terry here has a little bit of a drinking problem, perhaps. See, I should realize that the BioShock guys would do that. Dear Mr. Mason, please find and enclose your original document and a typed copy for your records. The notarized copy has been filed at our offices. Thank you for entrusting our firm with this important matter. I, Oscar Mason, possessing full competence of mind and memory, and after full survey of valued items to my name, do hereby declare this document my last will and testament. Who is this? Oscar Mason is the guy that we... that's the obituary that we read. Why do we have this? I declare that I am a lifelong resident of Boone County, that I am unmarried and have no children, no outstanding debts. I do hereby bequeath every item of value of which I may die possessed, including the dwelling and surrounding acres located at Arbor Hill, as well as any and all personal property and moneyed accounts to my nephew, Terrence. Oh, that was my dad's uncle. In the event that said Terrence Greenbrier Jr. should predecease me, then in such event the bequest to him shall fall, and the same is bequeathed to his children as ordered by age, which would be me, and competence as stewards of the estate. I subscribe my name to this will, 13th day of August 73. This is exactly the same, just written. How much do you want to guess that this 13th day of August of 73 is a Friday? Okay, so this is my great uncle's house. I guess he would be my great uncle. Just to confirm, it's this guy. Yeah. But he was seldom seen outside his home. Well, time to check out the other side of the house. Whoa. Directions to work from new house. Left on Crabtree, right on Bullhorn. Travel time an hour and 10 minutes. Janice Greenbrier, senior conservationist. Over the Alps, a novel traveling game. I will leave every damn light on. Caitlin Greenbrier, track and field finals. Track and field finals. Oh. Oh, this is for a team-based event. Okay. The Bible. Of all the ones I can grab. Dear Jan, it's so good to hear from you again. All this new house business sounds like quite the adventure. Remember the little dorm room we shared freshman year? When we were miserable fantasizing about our dream homes? I always said I wanted a mansion. You said you just wanted a house in the woods. Look who got both. Somebody up there likes you. I could use some of that magic. Send me some lotto numbers, I'll play them. Seriously. But I shouldn't be complaining about this good old split level we've had since Bob got transferred to Winnipeg. We just got new vinyl siding. Jealous yet? Let me know if you ever want to trade places. But how are the girls doing? Has Katie left on her big European adventure yet? Speaking of jealous. Right back soon. I miss you, Rumi. This is an old friend of my mother's. She lives in Winnipeg, which is in Manitoba, which is one province over from Saskatchewan, which is where I'm from. So that's kind of cool. Wait, is there something in here? No. Okay. A weekly planner. So, Monday, couples bowling. This must be my mom's. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, cooking class, take apron, ballroom dancing. Cook the big meal for Terry and Sam. Notice of temporal personnel transfer. To aid in the upcoming prescribed burn operation, a ranger with expertise in the procedure is being transferred to the station at Flintlook National Forest. Effective 9/2/94. Please see attached personnel file. The overseeing officer at Flintstock Forester Station, senior conservationist, my mom, is charged with the supervision of transferred personnel. The duration of transfer will be based upon performance evaluation as well as the recommendation of the overseeing officer. Okay. So she's got some new employees, I guess. Bratmobiles for Sam.
It's weird hanging out with girls. Daniel was around ever since I was little, and other girls? I don't know. But being around Lonnie is like instantly just right. I gave her the grand Psycho House tour and took my revenge on Super Nintendo. And it was like, I don't know, I finally found someone I feel normal around. I drove her home and she gave me this tape and said, "You have got to listen to this." I haven't stopped playing it since.
That must be the tape that we found earlier. Why are all the TVs on? Oh, nope, here it is. Typical, like, 90s punk. The Chun-Li moves. These are actually the moves, too. That's hilarious. Okay, that's about it. All I can handle is that. It's Steggy. Is this... This can't be my room. This has to be Sam's room. The King's Labyrinth, Chapter 2, Fraying Threads. Captain Allegra, still in the flowing skirt and sturdy jerkin, descended the single shining thread into the lower cavern of the labyrinth. She and her first mate, on their own now, grew closer to their goal, the throne room of the dead immortal king of the island. The first mate slid down the line onto the stone floor. She swept chalky bone dust from the front of her canvas trousers and looked up at Allegra. The silken thread, nigh unbreakable thanks to the enchanted moths that inhabited the island, trailed behind. Leading the way back to the entrance from further into the labyrinth, a moaning began to echo. The moaning grew louder and clearer. It turned into words from some ancient language they could not understand. The king's cursed voice. The hairs on Captain Allegra's arms stood on end. She looked back at the first mate, whose eyes remained locked in the blackness of the passage for a moment too long before noticing the captain's gaze. The first mate nodded silently ahead. This looks like a continuation of what she started when she was, like, way younger. We saw that, like, scribbled out, or the scribbled stories that, I don't know, maybe like a 9-year-old would write. Following the king's ghostly song deeper and deeper into the labyrinth, they came upon a rocky gap spilling forth otherworldly blue light. The great basin of the dead king's throne room lay below, skeletal and rotted thrones. The king was hunched over the blue orb topping his royal scepter. Shadows of his bony fingers danced on the walls like ghouls. As he sang, wailing souls flowed in one by one through the cracks in the cave walls, pulled into the orb, causing it to grow brighter and brighter. Behind the king, a long staircase hewn from rock led down to the chamber from a passage at the top. Allegra said, "We have the advantage in numbers. I will draw his attention, then you," but the first mate interrupted, "No, I am smaller and quicker, and you know of dealing with mystic energies like these. I will circle to the other side, get the king's attention, and lead him up on a merry chase. She held up the silk line, all traced by this invisible thread, of course. Allegra said, "It is a good plan, but perhaps we should go together." The first mate shook her head. "You know this is our best chance. Don't be afraid for me." They grasped hands and exchanged 3 tight squeezes, their palms growing warm. The first mate tied the shining thread to the belt of her trousers, gave a quick salute and a wink, and dashed off. Allegra waited, staring vigilantly across the top of the stairs where the first mate was to appear. The king continued his... Wait. No. The singing stopped. The king turned and began walking up the stairs. Allegra wanted to call out, to do anything to stop the first mate from running headfirst into danger. She tried tugging on the line to signal her, no use. The king was nearly at the top of the stairs when the first mate burst through the passageway. She skidded to a stop. Even from across the yawning basin, Allegra could see the first mate's eyes grow wide. She turned and ran, summoning his undead power. The king left the ground, levitating, gliding behind her with distressing speed. From some dank passage much too far away, Allegra heard the first mate scream. She was already running towards the sound. The line in Allegra's hand went taut, then shuddered. It fell slack to the stone floor. As Allegra ran, she was gathering line, twisting it around her arm. She came to its end. The unbreakable thread dangled limply, its end shredded and frayed in her hand. She tossed it to the ground and ran.